Welcome to Where There's a Wills, There's a Play. My name's Ian, and today I play Cartographers. In Cartographers, Queen Gymnox has ordered the reclamation of the northern lands. As a cartographer in her service, you are sent to map this territory, claiming it for the kingdom of Nalos. Through official edicts, the queen announces which land she prizes most, and you will increase your reputation by meeting her demands. But you are not alone in this wilderness. The Dragool contest your claims with their outposts, so you must draw your lines carefully to reduce their influence. Reclaim the greatest shares of the queen's desired land, and you will be declared the greatest cartographer in the kingdom. Let's go down to the table. So you can see I have the game set up here. I'm going to show a couple components off before I get into gameplay. So what I have is I've drawn my 4 edict cards. There are 4 sets of edict cards that do different things. There's one that always deals with the forest. There's one that deals with rivers and farms. There's one that deals with villages. And there's one that always deals with some sort of border or something, or trying to think of what it's called. Can't think of what this edict card is called, but it's how you place the things. My brain is forgetting what I want to say right now for that. But they are ways that you will be placing things. So let's take a look at the edict cards that I have. And the first one I have is Sentinel Wood. And in this one, I will earn 1 reputation star for each forest space that is adjacent to the edge of the map. So during the game, this one is going to score twice. I'll explain that a little bit, so I'm going to want to pay attention to that. Then I have Canal Lake. So earn 1 reputation star for each water space adjacent to at least 1 farm space, and earn 1 reputation star for each farm space adjacent to at least 1 water space. So every farm space and water space that are next to each other they each score 1 point. Green Gold Plains. This one scores for each. Earn 3 reputation stars for each cluster of village spaces that is adjacent to 3 or more different terrain types. And the mountain does count, and so does the ambushes, and I'll explain those in a minute as well. And then the borderlands, I get 6 reputation points for each column and each row. So I'm going to be wanting to fill those columns and rows. That one's going to score at the end of the game. So during the game, what you have is you have this pad of paper. This is the land you are trying to not conquer. You're not conquering it. You are exploring it. You are trying to reclaim it. You can see you have 5 mountain spaces, and there are these ruined spaces, which I will explain when I show you the cards here in just a second. You will be drawing polyomino shapes. So during the game, you draw from this deck of cards. You can see there's a polyomino shape, and there are 1 or 2 different land types that you will be drawing. So you got farms and forests, got some more farms. Here I have 2 different shapes. If I draw this one, I earn a coin. Coins are worth 1 point every round. Getting coins early is pretty powerful. Here is the ruins. So there are 2 ruins cards. There's the outpost ruins and the temple ruins. What those do is when you draw those, your next polyomino shape you draw must be on 1 of those ruined spaces. So if you get those early in the game, it could kind of mess up your plans. Then we got the farm, or so the farm and village. So there's the different shapes. Let me give that a quick little shuffle here. Let's see if I can show. Not very many cards. It makes it a little harder shuffle. And we will place those over here. Then what you have is your ambushes. These are the 4 ambushes that come in the base Cartographers game. So you have the Knoll Raid. So you see you are drawing that shape. The Cobalt Onslaught, the Bugbear Assault, which is tricky because it leaves space in between, and Goblin Attack. So when you get attacked or ambushed, at the end of the round, every space around an ambush that is not covered, that is orthogonally adjacent, not diagonal, you lose 1 point. So you want to make sure you surround these pretty quickly. In a multiplayer game, the way these would be drawn is you see these lines around this shape here. In a multiplayer game, you would actually hand your pad of paper to the person that is either clockwise or counterclockwise from you, and they would draw the shape on your pad to mess you up. In the solo game, you can see in the upper right-hand corner, there's a 2x2 grid with one of them that is colored purple. So what you do is you start in that corner, in the very top space, and you go, in this case, counterclockwise around your pad of paper. So you would start up here, you would go around your pad of paper until you can draw this shape. If you can't draw the shape against the edge, then you go to the next space in, and you keep doing it until you draw a space. Now, in a multiplayer game, when you're drawing this on somebody else's pad, you can rotate this however you want to really mess with them. In the solo mode, this needs to remain in this orientation. So I can't draw it like that. I can't draw it like that. I can't manipulate it to make it better for me. I have to draw it like this. Every round, you will shuffle one of these into the deck. So if you don't get any drawn by the fourth round, there is a very good chance you will have 4 of them in there. As you can see, I'm playing on the player mat that doesn't come with it. That is available. This is the one-sided player mat, and it has the Heroes logo on it, not the Cartographers logo on it. When I bought the player mat, it only had a one-sided one available. It only had this one available. I didn't even know there was a two-sided one. I would like to get the two-sided one. I will probably buy the two-sided one at some point. Just my weird little thing. When I play Cartographers without Heroes, it would be nice to play with the Cartographers side. They're both the same thing set up, but it would be nice if I'm playing just base Cartographers place to play with that. Okay, so, the other thing I did not show you, and I'm not going to show you now that I shuffled, but in the corner, I'll show you when I draw one. In the corner of every one of these, there's a number, and that number comes into play when you talk about your seasons. So in the first season, in the spring, you're going to score edict A and B. So I'm going to score these 2 edicts. And I get a total of 8 value. So when I draw a card, there's a value on it. I keep drawing until I have 8 or more. So if you get a lot of low ones, you might get a lot of cards. I've drawn a ton of cards before. I've gotten lots of 1s and 0s, and I've gotten very lucky. I've also drawn 4 straight 2s, and I was done after 4 draws. So it is the luck of the cards. In the solo game, one thing I'm going to mention before I get started is in the bottom of each of the edicts, and I'll pull one of them up to my other camera here, there is a number. In the solo game, you score your pad, then you subtract those 4 numbers. So my total, I drew 4 really high ones, so I'm really hoping I can get some high scores here because my total is 95. 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 94. So at the end of the game, I'm going to subtract 94 points. And what that's going to do is that's going to make it harder for me to get a higher prestige title from the queen. So in the solo game, you are playing for a prestige title. Based on your score, you get those, everything from Oblivious Ink Drinker. Yes, I have scored that. Up to Legendary Cartographer. And I have scored that. This is my most played Flippin' Right, maybe overall Action Right game. Rolling Realms is getting very close. It may have passed it, but those are my top 2 played for sure. I do have all the expansion stuff for Cartographers, including and for Heroes. I have all the map packs. I have the new Architects mini expansion. I have all the ambush or the extra ambush mini expansions, the skills expansions. I'll kind of show those off a little bit later at the end of the video. But let's get into this. And so that you can see my pad, I'm going to actually move my, I'm not going to use the skills. So I'm going to move the season cards up there, and I'm going to move my pad here so that you can see this. I know my picture's over here to the right. I think I'm going to change this real quick. And we will move me to the middle. Nope, that's not the middle. Well, it is, but it's not the right middle. So let's do this. Let's move me to the middle here so that you can see the cards that I draw over on. So that you can see the cards that I draw over on the left side. And we'll just see that, do that all on the fly. And we're going to change that right there. So you can see my edict cards. You can see my pad. You can see my cards. And let's get into the gameplay. Now, you do not have to be a great artist. If you go on BGG, you are going to see some amazing artwork. I tried to do just some very simple drawings. I did not like it. So what I have is I have these flare pens and I have colored pencils. And this I have found is very aesthetically pleasing to me. It's also very easy to draw the shapes. So let's get into it. Treetop Village. So what am I working on? In the first round, I am going to be scoring forests for every forest that is next to the edge. So this village is tempting for later, but I'm going to score this now and I'm going to score it last. So I want to get lots of forest space next to the village, or next to the village, next to the edge. And what I'm going to do is I don't really want to leave an open space here. So I'm going to start here where I don't usually start. This could be good. This could not be good. Let's try something a little different here with this card. So I want to, well, no, actually, I do want to leave a space. So we are going to do this. I need to draw a 3 and a 2. So we're going to go down here. We're going to go 3 and 2. And it does leave me a little space down here. I'm not too worried about that right now, because what this does is this gives me 4 forest spaces out of the 5 that I just draw. So the most I could possibly get, 4 out of 5 forest spaces that are next to the edge of the map. And so that's going to give me 4 points now, and it's going to give me 4 points at the end of the game. And this one was a value of 2. So I can only get a value of 8. So let's hope I don't get all 2s. Oh, Temple Ruins. So this is the ruins that I was telling you about. So I'm going to have to draw on a ruin. Okay, not bad. Farmland. So if I draw this shape right here, if I draw this shape, I will get an extra coin, which will end up being 4 points for me throughout the game. If I draw this shape, I won't get an extra coin. It will give me more spaces I can possibly put rivers around. But I think I'm going to get that coin early, because that coin, and I have 2 spaces here. This not only puts it on a ruin, but it also puts it next to these mountain. And what the mountains do is if you surround the 4 orthogonally adjacent spots on the mountain, you get a coin. So we're going to shade that in. And then I like to color in the coin with the color that I got the coin with. So you can see I got this coin because I drew this shape. Oops, and I'm dropping this up. Well, backside of I got some sheets here falling out of the back of this, but I picked it up. All right, let's keep it going. That one is worth 1, so I now have a total of 3. Some more 1s would be nice. Oh, another 1. Oh, and another forest. Okay, so another forest, another 1, which is good. Going to give me some extra tasks. Now I could draw this one. It's going to give me an extra space. So if I'm going to get an empty space, I'm going to actually draw this. And I'm going to put it up in this corner because it's going to give me a coin. So I'm going to mark down my coin that I'm getting. So that's 2 coins. So that's now 8 points throughout the game. I'm going to draw this. And I know I'm leaving myself some spaces. But even though I need rows and columns, I have left them both in the same column. So even though they're in different rows, they're in the same column. So I'm not hurting myself on that card too bad right now. This is all about, sometimes you got to plan for the future. I actually just got done with a game on BGA, and I planned for the last 2 rounds, and my strategy ended up working for me. Okay, let's take another card. A 2, more green. I am loving this. I don't usually do this, but man, this is too tempting. This is too tempting. We are going to put green in all 4 corners because this now gives me 4 more points this round and 4 more points in the last round. I'm not sure I could have looked or gotten a better draw of cards in the first round with needing the green cards in the first round. You saw me shuffle them. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 total. I can get up to 8. Let's hope for a 1 or a 0. Oh, yes, the 0. And this is actually perfect because so this is a different type of card. This one does not cost any value. And I only have to draw 1 space, and I can draw any shape I want. So because I have this 1 space down here, and I've filled in this part of this row, and I know later on I might want to get this row, I'm going to fill in this, which now is going to also give me this completely filled in. I got that single space filled in that I had open. Plus now this row is in play for the Borderlands card. All right. Let's see. I'm still at 6, 2. Okay, so 7, 8. So now I got to do something a little different here. So which card do I want to work towards? Drawing a yellow right now would not make any sense. This is my last card. This is not going to score this round. So this is only going to score in the second season, in the summer. So since this is not going to score because I don't have any rivers out here, it makes more sense for me, and I'm already grabbing my red pen, to draw the village because I can work towards this. So this needs to be adjacent to 3 or more different terrain types. Well, if I draw it here, it would be next to the forest and the mountain. If I draw it here, it'd be next to the forest and the mountain. If I draw it here, it'd be next to a farm and a mountain. So it doesn't really matter. I can draw it in any one of those spaces. I think I'm going to draw it here because this is an awkward shape to kind of fill in later. And if I can get this, that means I've got a single space there. This is now next to 2 different things. It doesn't score until the next 2 seasons, so I don't need it to score, but now I have set it up nicely to be able to score. So some of the village scoring cards, you're going to want to keep your villages next to each other because it will score for the largest village cluster or the second largest village cluster or something like that. In this instance, I am going to want to draw all my village clusters in completely different areas on my map. Okay, I now have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spring is over. I now score my edict cards. And shoot, I do not have the black pen, which I usually use to do my scoring. So I am going to go grab it and be right back. Black pen in hand. So let's do the scoring. So Sentinel Wood says, earn 1 reputation star for each forest space adjacent to the edge of the map. I got lucky with my draws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Could not have asked for a better start on that card. 11 points on that card in the first round is a lot. Canal Lake, I know I'm not scoring any. 0. 2 coins. Don't have any monsters out there, so I got 13, which sounds like a really low score. And it is, but it's actually not a bad score for the first round. If you can score big late, an early low one is going to be okay. Now, going into the next round. I'm going to take all my cards. I'm going to snag another ambush here. We're going to slide it in here. do a quick shuffle. Oops, don't want to see that. Throw that around. Pull some on the outside, drop some down the middle. It's a little hard with not very many cards to do a good shuffle here. A good shuffling. Okay, we'll kind of shuffle a little bit more just to mix some of those ones on the bottom up. All right, so we flipped to the next season. Now, in base cartographers, Summer also has a value of 8. In Heroes, I believe it's Summer that they've modified to be 7. So in base cartographers, it is 8. Temple Ruins. Ooh, Ruins right away. So I got to draw something on some Ruins. And I've got Fishing Village. So I've got Village or I've got Water. And I've got to draw it on Ruins. Oh, that is not ideal. So I've got a Ruins here. I've got a Ruins here, here, and here. So I can't get that Ruins next to this. So I can't get that next to this, which means I think I'm going to almost ignore this card if I can. I'm going to work towards this. I'm going to draw this up here. It's kind of risky to leave this shape up here. I know that there are some shapes that can fill that in, though. I've played this so much that I know some of the shapes that are available, and I've seen some of them already in this game. There are some greens that can fill that in. There's there's some other shapes that can fill that. I think there's a red one that can fill that in. So I'm going to draw that in. What it does is it puts this village also next to 2 already. So now I just need one more type next to both of those, and those are both worth 3 points. Okay, so that fishing village was worth 2. Farmland is 1. Okay, how do I want to tackle this? Well, I kind of want that coin, so we're going to draw the smaller shape, but I'm also going to fill this in because this is such an awkward shape up here. It gives me a little more potential to get this row and those columns in. Okay, it also gave me my coin, which I got. So that's going to be worth 3 total points. So that's some good points because it's going to give me a point every round. It now has gotten 3 different terrain types next to this village. So this village is now worth 3 points. Treetop Village. Well, Treetop Village. Oh, so that one would have been good up here. And actually, that one is great up here because I can score 3 points for each one, and I can still score it twice. Now I'm going to lean towards this. And I can actually put this in right up here. And I can cover up this this ruin space, even if I don't draw, or even if I haven't drawn a ruin card. And in this instance, this is going to be a great card for me. It gets me out of this trap that I set for myself, kind of cards. So I got lucky on my next 2 cards. It is automatically scoring. It is already next to 3 train types, so that's already worth 3 points. And I like to do this with brown. Because I surrounded this mountain, I get this coin. And just so I remember that I got it, I like to fill the coin in up here. Just because then I know I got that coin. So I surrounded this mountain space. So I get the coin that's on that mountain. So that was a great turn. And I'm at 5. A hamlet. Oh, that is only 1. So I'm at 6 now. So I'm going to get at least one more card. Well, I was going to get at least one more card anyway. Kind of hoping for 2 2s. Maybe I can get a 1 in here. We've got another coin here. And both of these shapes are very similar to each other. They're both going to do the same thing. So I'm actually going to draw this Hamlet down here, get myself another coin. I'm up to 5 coins. So that's going to be another 15 points over the next 3 rounds. That's really good. I have almost surrounded another mountain here. And I'm really hoping to draw a river. I have not seen a river yet. Well, I did, but I didn't draw it. So I'm really hoping for a river, because if I can get a river, well, actually, forest, I can, because that forest isn't next to it. So let's see what we get. River or forest, please. Probably going to be neither. All right, what do we got? Oh, we got an ambush. So my ambush is the Knoll Raid. The Knoll Raid starts in the upper left-hand corner. I cannot draw this shape there. These arrows tell me I need to go around the board like this. So I need to keep going until I can draw it, and I can draw it right in here. And I'm going to put that right there. You don't have to put it. You can put this off the side. I put it right there so that I can see which round it was put in. So I'm going to draw that there, which is a little bit of a bummer because of the fact that it now has left me with some negative points. But I do still have some time left. I have at least one more card. So hopefully I can use it maybe to my advantage. Remember, that does count as a space. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do we got? Oh, back-to-back attacks. Not a good start. Okay, so the goblin attack starts in this corner and goes this way. So he's going to go. So back-to-back attacks. But that does tell me both of the attacks or the ambushes are out. Well, he's going to go up here. This is definitely not ideal, because I now have to. I'm going to get a lot of negatives here this round. Because more likely than not, I'm only going to have one card left. And then I've got to figure out with that card, depending on what it is, what's going to be more important. So right now, this Knoll Raid has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got negative 11 right now. Okay. Now let's really hope that I get 2 more cards. Outpost Ruin. Oh, that's not going to help at all, because the only Outpost Ruin that's close to them is right here. Oh, this is a really bad set of draws. Oh, but it is a 1, which that is, and it is a shape that I can use to my advantage. Oh, okay. So I was hurting there. But this shape right here is going to be absolutely perfect, because I have a Temple Ruin and I can fill it in right there. It's not going to give me points on the force, but it is going to get rid of at least 2 of those negatives. So those 4 cards were that was a tight one right there. This double attack is not something I like to see, and oops, that's not what I was trying to do. So the double attack was not something I like to see. I'm going to put these up here so you can kind of see these. Still, the double attack was not what I wanted to see. But, and then the Temple Ruin coming up really could have been dangerous. But I got lucky with the card that I drew, that I was able to use it. I can't use it to get points later, but I wasn't going to be able to anyway with a Ruins. The other good thing is it is only a value of 1, which means I am going to get another card, which hopefully I can get. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get 1 more card this round. Oh, and it's worth 0. Yes. 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 Okay, so now I've got a decision to make. Do I draw something up here. So I could draw like something here, and I could take one of those points. But that is only -1 this round. If I draw a single space of something next to this village, it guarantees me that this village or this village, I could draw. That's what we're going to do. Nope, can't use that color. We're going to use this color down here. So I can draw something next to the village, which is going to score me 3 points. So eliminating one space is -1, but adding this is going to be +3. So this is actually, sometimes you got to look at the numbers. And this number is going to be, honestly, a smarter play. Because it now puts a forest, a mountain, and a farm around this village. That's going to score me 3 points this round. This card is also going to score in the next round. So that one piece is worth 6 points. Putting it here would have been negative. It would have gotten rid of -3. So it really doubled. And I still only have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still only have 7. So man, that double attack and then the ruins card, that could have really been bad. Homestead. Okay. Now, this is a great card for me. This is a great card for me because of this shape. I'm going to be able to cover up a lot of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a village because this card is basically negated. There's nothing there. So I'm going to do a village. And if I draw it in here, I'm going to cover up 3 negative spaces. So I was in danger there for a little bit. I was in danger there for a little bit, and I got myself out of it. Had some very, very lucky card draws that I am very fortunate for. Like, very fortunate for. It that could have been really, really, really bad. All right, so let's take a look at the scoring here. I got really lucky at the end there. I really did. I got very lucky with that double ambush. Could have been very, very bad for me. And I ended up kind of getting myself out of it. So let's see the scoring. This, 0 points. Not ideal, but not horrible. Earn 3 reputation stars for each cluster of village space. So this, even though it's 2 different drawings here, even though this is 2 different polyominoes, this counts as 1 cluster. Not the best, but it got rid of 3 negatives, so I will give up. I could have drawn it over here, which might have actually made more sense, but I wanted to get rid of these negatives. So I've got 1 cluster, 2 clusters, 3 clusters. So that's 9 points. Not huge. I was hoping for more in that round, but I'll take it. And then I got 5 coins. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. This one might be tough to come back from. So 3, 8. Ooh, that may be tough to come back from. We will see, because I don't have any rows or columns either yet. I really need to get some rows and columns. All right. Take these. Take my next bugbear salt. Usually you don't want to look, but I'm showing you that I put it in the deck. So everybody knows that it is in the deck. I know there's only 1 in there, which is nice. Okay, quick little shuffle. Switch the season, and it is now fall. And you'll notice in fall, I only get 7. I still got to take care of those. Now I need to start working on Borderlands, which means I need to start getting some rows and columns because those are 6 points each. If I can get some in this round, it'll be very beneficial. All right. The river is completely out of it. There is nothing I need to do or want to do with the river. So fishing village is what I'm going to do. Or the village is what I'm going to do. Putting it here would be great for the columns, but it would be horrible for the green gold plains because it would make all this one. So we are going to work some rows here. draw that in. And that was the value of 2, so I got 5 left. Watch me draw a bunch of 2s this on. Orchard. Orchard isn't bad. Orchard isn't bad. It doesn't do a whole lot for my villages because they're all surrounded by orchards already. It does score me. Man, it's a tough one. I think we're going to go up here. Be a little risky with it because it does score the end of the game. I probably should have drawn it down here. Now that I think about it, because that's 6, that's 12 points. It's only 4. Yep, I should have drawn this actually down here because it would have given me this row, and that row is worth 12 total points in this game. This is only going to score at the end of the game, and it is so it's only going to be 4 points. I goofed up. I was thinking to keep it away from things, but I should have drawn it there. It would have given me this row. That row would have been worth 10 points. That could come back to haunt me. Okay, well, I get a little reprieve here. Get a little reprieve here. Get a little bit of a reprieve. So I can go here and get that 12 points, or I can put it in here. Now I'm really regretting putting that there because I could have had 2 rows. So do I put this here? No. We got to put this here. So I was talking and thinking, or talking and playing instead of just thinking. I did not think that one out enough. Those 2 pieces back to back would have been, it would have given me 2 rows had I done this, then this. I could have had 2 rows, could have still had this coin, could have had that coin, and it could have, so it would have been basically this round I gave up a lot of points there. And I'm at 6 already. So this is going to be my last card unless I get that 0. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. It's not great, but it's not bad because I can, oops, I did not give myself this coin. So we're going to give myself this coin. This is my last card. That's 8. So I'm over the 7. We're going to draw this river in here because what that does is that gives, I'm going to get that coin from the mountain. So I'm going to get this coin from the mountain. That's another coin. It is also giving me 3 different trains around this village. Okay, I have 8. So there you go. See, I drew 4 cards. They were all 2s. 8 points. So village. For every village, or so for every cluster of village faces. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 3 points for each. My dog's barking at the wind. Then I get 6 points for every row and column. I only got 1 row. Dang, I did not. That could come back to haunt me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins. Yep, that one blunder here could come back to haunt me. We'll see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still have -6 here. So I only have 19. This is not going to be a good score. I'm just telling you right now, I am going to have probably one of my worst scores in a long time. Ooh, that is not good. There's my last ambush. Do a quick little shuffle here. Okay. Flip the season. Excuse me just a minute. Okay, so winter season. I only get 6. So this error that is going to cost me at least 12 points. At least 12 points. Well, at least 8 points because I'm getting 4 there. At least 8 points. It could come back to Temple Ruins. That is not what I wanted to see. Unless I can get something here. I can get 3 rows. Please give me something that I can draw there. Yes, it did. I've got drawn the ruins, so it doesn't really matter what space I have, but this card just saved me. I have a ruins right here down in this lovely space right there. I have a ruins. This shape is absolutely perfect. It not only gives me a nice squared off thing there, it gives me 3 rows. So even though I had to draw in the temple ruins, that is worth 18 points. My first card. It is 2, which is scary. 1. Oh, I like that. A 1. Oh, and that is a nice piece too because I can get a coin. So in this one, I can get myself a coin right here. And this 1x3 space is going to be perfect right here, which also means I am guaranteed at least 4 drawing cards. Because even if I get a 1, I still get another one for 2, or maybe I get lucky and I get 2 2s. So that covers up 2 of the ambushes. So that takes 2 of the negatives away, which is also good. And it gives me 2 columns. I've got lots of space here to work with some columns. Let's see what comes up next. Okay, Treetop Village. Treetop Village. Where can I work this to give it my best benefit here? I think right here. I don't like leaving these 2 spaces, but even if I draw it like up here somehow, I'm going to leave 2 spaces. This at least gets rid of 2 negatives. So we are going to draw this here, and it does give me a couple more positive points because I got 2 more spaces next to it. It gets rid of, so this is a 4-point move. I get 2 points for having 2 more greens next to the edge of the map. And those 2 negatives are gone. So I'm at 5. So this is going to be my last card. Okay. So that shape is not going to be helpful. Those values aren't going to be, there's no place I can draw that to get another row or another column. Is there? Nope. That's all 4. Too many. There's no place I can get another coin. All the other scoring, all that matters is green and columns and rows. It can't do any of that for me. So we're just going to draw it in and finish up because it can't do me any good. I've got too many spaces. I've got 4 spaces everywhere to fill in. And it's a 3-space vertical, a 3-space horizontal. So there is nothing. I can't get any columns. I can't get any rows. This is going to be ugly. This is going to be ugly. So I'm done because I got a value of 7. I can only get 6. So let's see. Rows and columns. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. That's good. I got 1, 2 columns. So that's 6 total. I like to mark this. So I got that one, that one, that one, that one. And I got that one and that one. So I got 6 total times 6. So 36. Okay. 36. I'll take it. 1 point for every forest on the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This round's going to be good. Overall, it's still not going to be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coins. I only have 2 spaces now, so -2. So we're looking at 26 and 36 is 62. So 30, 40, 56, 62 minus, so 60. It's going to save me a little bit. It's not going to save me much, though. 60, 70, 80, 91, 100. Oh, my God, I'm going to end up with positive points. I'm going to end up with positive points. What did I say I had? 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 94. Okay, I am shocked. I did not think I was going to have positive points. So I got a 6, which means if I look at my scoring criteria, I am an apprentice surveyor. Apprentice surveyor. I'll be honest, I did not see that coming. Thought I was going to have a negative. Now, 6 points is not very good for me. My average in Plays Cartographers is quite a bit higher than that. But I will take a positive because I did not think I was going to get there. So that's Cartographers for you. I did want to show you some of the other mini expansions you can get. So this is the ambush mini expansion. And all this does is add 4 new ambushes. You can play with all 8 of them in your game. It does not matter in a solo game or in a multiplayer game if you are playing with more than one ambush that starts in the same spot. So you have the Ratman Strike. So you see it's just different shapes. This one also starts in the bottom right. The Insectoid Invasion starts in the upper left. Just different shapes. Bottom left, you've got the Ogre Charge. And then the Flare Incursion starts in the upper right. So there are the ambush mini expansion. Like I said, this game, huge hit for me. And then you have a skills mini expansion. So you saw the spaces up here. Let me move this out of the way. You saw the space up here where you have skill cards. So what skill cards allow you to do is they allow you to, you select 3 of them for a game. And then each round, I haven't played with them for a while. So once per season, you may activate the ability of one of the 3 available cards. To do so, it costs you some coins, though. So you got to cross off your coins. So you got to decide, is it worth it? So like search. So during the draw phase, you can draw an additional 1x1 square adjacent to the drawn shape. Fill it with the same terrain type. So it allows you to do a little bit more, draw a little bit more. That one is actually worth 0. Cure wounds. So during the draw phase, you can draw an additional 2x1 shape adjacent to a monster space. That one's only worth 1 coin. So if you can cover up 2 monster spaces or adjacent to 2 monster spaces, that one is worth it because you're getting rid of -2. So it's really worth it. And you can fill it with any terrain type. So if you need a certain terrain type, you can fill it with anything. Move silently. You can draw the chosen shape during the draw phase. Draw the chosen shape so that it overhangs the edge of the map. So you can actually overhang something. Acrobatics. So you can see there are 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 8 skills that you can play with. I might do a playthrough with those as well. So there's Cartographers, the base game with just the base monsters. And then I showed you a couple extra little bits. My final thoughts on Cartographers, I think, are pretty clear through my playthrough. I love Cartographers. It's one of my most played games. It's very calm. I own everything for Cartographers except for the dual-sided player mat. Great game. I will show you on the other side, there is a second map, which gives you space. And this does count as filled space. So like those cards that I was doing, the Borderlands where I needed to have rows and columns, this counts as filled space in those rows and columns. It does make it a little trickier because you have spaces that are filled already. Absolutely love Cartographers. If you liked this playthrough and want to see more, please hit that like button down below. I do plan on doing an entire series of Cartographers playthroughs, going through all of the map packs as well as heroes, and I will use base Cartographers with some of the map packs, and I will use heroes with other map packs, but I do plan on doing all of the games, so that's at least 8 playthroughs, and if people want, I will play through with some skills with base Cartographers. I will probably put in the other ambushes into the rest of my plays because that is what I normally do. And let me just show you this little expansion real quick, which I will probably play when I play Heroes. And this is the Architects mini expansion, which came with Stone Spine Architects. And it gives you an extra hero. And we'll talk about heroes when I get to my heroes playthroughs. It gives you an extra monster. The monsters, the ambushes that came with the heroes, which I will get into a lot more when I do play heroes, do have some extra abilities. I don't usually play those with the base, because with base, I like to just play with the basic ambushes, and then with heroes, I throw in the other ones. It gives you an extra gold card. This one is for that type. And then it gives you an extra explore card, which allows you to draw mountains, which comes in very handy with this. So I might play with this and this in the base game. Base cartographers and not heroes. But that was the Architects mini expansion. I hope you like this playthrough. Like I said, if you like this playthrough, please hit that like button down below. If you want to see more of my playthroughs, I have started doing several playthroughs, and I do plan on doing an entire cartographer series. Please hit that subscribe button. And if you have any comments or questions on base cartographers, please leave me a comment, and I will do my best to answer it. Once again, if you want to subscribe to my channel, please hit that subscribe button up above. And if you want to see my playthroughs, you can hit that link to all of my playthroughs. And if you want to just see the rest of my cartographers playthroughs, I will link that as well up above. Once again, my name is Ian. This is Where There's a Wills, There's a Play. And today I played Cartographers.